James Kaufman, World News Report today, March 14th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. ICE is now releasing illegal aliens back into the communities that were arrested by Tom Homan. Ladies and gentlemen, illegal alien criminals in Guantanamo Bay have been moved out. We're not sure if they're still in custody, have been sent back to their countries, or released back into the U.S. But this was after a judicial ruling. Another one of these far-left judges that are now running America. Well, this couldn't be going much worse. President Trump campaigned on removing illegal aliens, as we all know, including all these gang members, drug cartels, from every city and community in America. And he won in a landslide election. One of President Trump's first priorities was to appoint Tom Homan as his new border czar, followed by the appointment of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, both of whom share President Trump's passion for arresting and deporting some of the world's most dangerous criminals who unfortunately were allowed to enter America under the Democratic Party Biden open border policy for votes program. Y'all are not going to believe, well, this broadcast here. Despite the resistance from Democratic sanctuary city mayors and governors, ICE, in conjunction with local and state law enforcement officials, made significant progress in extracting violent criminals, including murderers, rapists, child predators, human traffickers, drug cartel members, from the streets of America and detaining them or sending them back to their country of origin. ICE has made an astounding 32,000 arrests since President Trump took office on January 21st. According to senior ICE agency officials, 70% are either facing charges or have been convicted of crimes. Now all are being released back into the communities. This out just a few minutes ago. Ben Bergquam says ICE is releasing illegal aliens that President Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, has arrested. Let's go to the film, folks.
We've got some additional news since we spoke last.
Okay, let's take it first. We're releasing illegals that Tom Homan's ICE agents arrested? I think anybody's jaw is going to drop at the news of this.
Yeah, and apparently, and it's not just San Diego. I got word from Phoenix, got word from multiple different offices across America. There's two branches of ICE. You got HSI, the investigative side of it, and then you got ERO, the removal side of it. And apparently, there are some deep state holdovers, Biden holdovers on the ERO side that are either refusing to process the people that HSI captures, or slow walking it, or just making the claim they don't have bed space, which is why I'm out here. I'll talk about this in just a minute. This is a Border Patrol soft site outside of El Paso, Texas. But apparently, many of these ERO offices are either refusing to or dragging their feet on it, and they actually released several of the people in that first operation that Tom Homan kicked off on that first Sunday. Many of those people were actually released by ERO. I'm getting that word.
All right, real quick on this. One, tell us what ERO is, and two, Tom Homan has to be steaming mad about this.
Yeah, enforcement removal operation. So that's the removal arm of the Homeland Security ICE. So they're the ones that actually are tasked with taking them once the illegals are captured, taking them through the process, taking them back to a judge, having that judge sign off on it. And this is the other problem. Also speaking to HSI, many of these attorneys' offices that are overseeing it, they are also trying to block many of these deportations. You have activist judges in places that are trying to block even Tren de Aragua, the worst of the worst. Some of these guys are being blocked from being removed by activist judges as well. So we've got every level of government is in opposition. We've got opposition actors against President Trump and Tom Homan. And yes, to answer the question, no doubt Tom Homan is pissed, and they are working through it as we speak. These guys are, and you see what Kash Patel's already doing. They're not messing around. If you're blocking them, they're coming after you with the full force of the law.
All right. right, so it appears to me this would be a great definition of what the deep state looks like. They just want open borders. They want these people roaming the country. They want chaos, and they are hell-bent on keeping it chaotic. I'm glad we're getting a handle on it, though. It appears Tom Homan at least are aware of this now. You say you have new news. What's the new news you want to tell me?
Well, you talk about salt in the wound. One of the reasons why ERO, again, enforcement removal operations, is saying they can't take the illegals is they don't have enough bed space. But what we're not talking about are the hundreds of thousands of beds that were created by Joe Biden and the Democrats to invite the invasion. These are what are considered soft sites. This one behind me in El Paso holds roughly around 7,500 people. It costs $1.2 million a day to operate. And I just got breaking news that this place is closing tomorrow. So it was opened and contracted through using, it's not even owned, it's on county property. Then Border Patrol contracted the county to...
I think we need to keep that facility open. Has Congress voted yet?
Run this. They've got all these NGOs, leftist, communist NGOs that are a part of operating the thing. And then they used it to invite the invasion. And I'm saying, well, ERO's saying we don't have bed space. We've got these facilities all over the country, but instead of actually using them, they're shutting them down. I just got word Del Rio closed 2 days ago, but this one behind me is set to close tomorrow.
Now, Ben, the beds are there. They're paid for. If Biden, if Kamala had won, these contracts would have been extended clearly. Now, I don't want the NGOs having any part of the deportation. They'll take them out in a van and make a U-turn and sneak them back in on the next turn. But again, is there anybody at a federal level? I mean, I go back to Tom Homan because he is the border czar now. Is there anybody that can say, hey, you know what, we want to use these?
Yeah, absolutely. And so when I say shut down, by the way, I'm standing in a dust storm right now, so open my eyes a little bit. I'm blocking the sand from hitting me. That's the beauty of El Paso and the desert. But yes, absolutely. So when it's shut down, it's being shut down for the operations that it was previously being used for inviting the invasion. My hope is, I haven't got confirmation. I've got some calls in to Tom and to some the Border Patrol Chief Rodney Scott. I'm reaching out to them to find out if we can do the reverse, which I really hope we can. But you're absolutely right. We're going to have to hire different contractors because you're not going to get Catholic Charities to help you out. Now, honestly, even if they wanted to, I wouldn't hire them to do it because they're traitors to our country. So we have to find people that are on our side that believe what we believe to hire out as subcontractors. The big problem is the left has an entire network of traitors within our own country that are set up to do exactly what we saw over the last 4 years and invite that invasion. There are communist churches or communist organizations that have been doing this for decades. We have to develop the same sort of network to expel the...
So not the news we had hoped for. With only 32,000 arrested out of the 30 or 40 million, many have been released back into the community by the operations side of ICE. God bless you and yours. This is a mess. Please share, subscribe, and always remember, anything's possible in Bizarro World.